Hello, swing trading a stock that respected the long uptrend line strategy. Let's take a look at our watch list and pick two stocks to review together. So MRC, we are going to use maximum daily chart, and MMC, we can see that we have multiple years in front of us. We have the year on the x-axis from the past to the present, and we have the price on the y-axis from 0 up. And today is November 16, 2025. On Friday, the price dropped. The price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning when the markets open. Therefore, it is a red bar there, and the price is highlighted in red. When we look at MMC, we have this line that we trace in 2025 to trade it at, and then we have this line that we trace to buy it at in 2026, going into 2026. When we are looking at MMC, it has been pretty much using this support line for a while now, because this support line is longer than 1 year time frame. We have the year there, so it pulled back to it in 2023 and gone up from there. So now it seems to be done with that journey and pulled back to it, but broke through it to another line here, and then is going down. So we are anticipating that it's going to use this support line to rest on, but currently is resting on pretty much a resistant line, passing by the previous peak, mountain peak. It pulled back to that level and start going up from there. It didn't quite pull back to this support line yet, so we are keeping an eye on it, because with our long upturn and swing trading strategy, we like to find the valley line passing by the higher lows of the valley of the mountain. And when the stock pull back to it and start going up from there, after a few higher lows, 3 or so, buy some shares and then sell it after it reach a new high. So we are going to get closer to this one and look at it. So from this, we have one higher low there, or two. If we assume Monday it will be a green bar, then we have this that is higher than that one, which is higher than this one. So we have two higher lows there, and we like to see 3 before we buy. We could buy few shares here, but I don't really like to use a resistant line as a support line. So I'm thinking that at some point it could well pull back again to come back down to this support line. But that is a support line it has not touched base with in years. So therefore, we are just going to keep observing it and decide if we want to buy few shares here. And when, let's say we want to spend $1,000 to buy, to enter the trade, we might spend half to buy it there. In case it might come back down here, we can buy some more. But let's go to maximum monthly chart. So we have those green or teal colors that we highlighted to be our valley line, and this one is longer, and I just feel like where it is resting now is just a temporary stop and at some point it could well pull back to this, but it may not. So we are just going to keep observing it to see what it's doing. But yeah, this is where we want to buy, unless it breaches as well and want it to come back down here. So you'll be careful trying to buy anything around this area. It could just well be the new support line before it start going up, just like the way it may not be. No, I'm not going to adjust that. So we are just going to keep observing it. And that is, a stock that is respecting our long uptrend line. We pick that long uptrend line to buy at, and let's see, in 2024 we traded on this support line, which is more than 1 year as well. We bought it, in fact, twice. We can see how much money we made in it. We use short uptrend line swing trading strategy there by buying it at the support line supporting the upside wall of the mountain. But we bought it that the arrows facing up shows where we purchased, the arrows facing down show where we sold. So we bought it and sold it there, bought it and sold it there. So we are going to take a look at that shortly to see how much we make on it. And right now we are waiting to buy it. We put it in red since it's close to the valley line we like to buy it at, so that we can keep an eye on it. So MRVL, it is highlighted because we purchased it and we have not sold it yet. So we have this long uptrend line that we want to buy it at, but currently we purchase it around this support line, and it pulled back to this support line, passing by the valley of the mountain and start going up from there. And Friday the price went up, so we have a green bar. That means the price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the market opened. So we purchased it there, and for a while it was negative for the candlestick that were below where my mouse is, and then it became positive around this area. So currently that is how much is selling, and is away from the valley line we like to buy at, is around this support line. There is still a buying point there, but again we like to buy at the support line after a few higher lows and then sell it at a new high. And we don't try to find a precise entry point necessarily, because we are in it for the long run. We are not day trading and we are going to hold on to it for months. So if you want to buy this stock though, because it's downtrending, it won't be a good idea to buy it. You want to see trending up. But the thing is, again, at this point, if you want to buy it, you have to see the support line that is trying to follow. Pretty much, let me see here. So those short support line, they ended, and it might start a new one. But I'm not really using short uptrend line swing trading strategy this year, so therefore I like to just see it in overall, and is using this support line. So it pulled back to it, went up, and pulled back to it and start going up from there. Technically, if you want to buy it, you can still buy it on Monday. But the thing is, with the strategy I'm using, when I see downtrending like this, I don't really like to buy at the green bar that will follow, because again, I don't know if it's going to continue going down, or if it's ready to start going up. That's why with our long uptrend long swing trading strategy, I like to see, see it going up before I buy, because again, when it was going down, it's making lower lows, but then when it's ready to start going up, it will start making higher lows, and I like to see 3 of it before I buy. Although I didn't use that principle here, it went sideways and I just bought it because it was around this support line, and I thought it was going to be the support line that is going to rest on and start going up from there. But no, it pulled back to the bottom one. So you can see it pulled back to a rest there a little bit before it start going up. So when it start going up, it start following this support line here. So it went up a little bit, pull back to it, and then went up a little bit, pull back to it. So following this support line, when it pull back to it, and then you see a green bar from there, you can try to buy some share. It's just that I'm not trying to be precise in my purchases. I'm just trying to buy it around the support line that I have a feeling like it's going to use as the valley line, be ready and start going up from there. So I just like to wait a little bit to see if I start seeing a sort of higher lows before I enter the market. And sometimes, yes, I will purchase it and then it will pull back for a while before it will start going up. And now that we zoom, you can see that we purchased it in March, and it took all the way to June, 3 months later, before it became positive in our portfolio. And then from there, it has been on the rise. But those are things you are going to, keep an eye on. So instead of buying it, when it pull back to that line and start going up, you see a green bar, you can make some purchase with the assumption that from there is going to go up again. But I just like to be a little bit cautious when it pulled back. Last year, when it pulled back and start going up, is when I will buy, just like the way we saw that green bar there. But this year, I'm trying to see if I can see some higher lows before I enter the market, because again, I'm using long uptrend, long swing trading strategy, but I'm still learning, I'm still improving. You can see that here I didn't wait too long. As soon as it went sideways, I purchased some, but again it pulled back and I got stuck in it for 3 months before it was ready to start going up. So those are things you have to consider as well. At least I'm not trying to be exact 100%. I'm just trying to avoid to be trapped in the trade for too long before it was ready to start going up. Does that make sense? I'm trying to avoid being stuck in it, because I'm assuming when I purchase it, there is a chance it might linger around where I purchase it, go a little bit below it or go a little bit higher and come back. I just want to minimize being in the trade for too long before it is ready to start going up. Therefore, I'm not trying to find a 100% proof entry point. I'm just trying to be good enough with it. So, and again, it's around where I purchase it, but you can see that even though it's around that support line where I purchase it, the price is higher than what I pay for it. So that is the things too as well, even though it's still lingering around the support line that I purchased it as, because the support line is uptrending. Purchasing it in March, now we are in November. Even though it's still around that support line, it has not quite left there. We have a profit in it, because again, is working around that support line, but the price is going up little by little, and we just want to keep it until it surpasses the peak. And when it surpasses the peak, it might continue a little bit before it will be done. So you can see here, when it left that peak and pulled back to the support line, it went up, it pulled back to it. In fact, it pulled back to something higher. So when it touch base with this one, it's going to be probably resting on this and continue going up. So you can see it rests on it, went up and pulled back to it before it claimed a taller peak higher than this one. So we might anticipate it's going to do the same. So we bought it around here, but it was just pretty much done with that and came back to here and then start. So this area could be an entry point. Like Monday, if it's a green bar, you wanted to buy some share, even just one share. If you are new to swing trading, you can buy one share. If you see a red bar, you don't buy it. Well, if you see a green bar, you can buy one share to just keep an eye on it. But keep in mind that with the direction it's going like this, it could go lower, just like it could start going up from there, the way it did it here. When it pulled back to it, it went up from there. It pulled back, it could well go up from there, just like the way it could go a little bit lower, just the way it did it here. It went a little bit lower before it started going up. You just don't know. But as you keep waiting, the price will continue going higher and higher, a little by little. So if that is a stock you are interested in, if you see a green bar on Monday, hopefully that green bar will be a little bit higher than this one, giving you a sign that, you know, it start going up. I like to buy stocks around midday. So that's, you know, then you can buy one share and see. But just keep in mind that it might pull back and then start going up from there. You just leave it in your portfolio, because again, if you are using long option and swing trading strategy, long-term goal is it. We are going to the peak of the mountain. So that means the price needs to exceed the previous one. We don't know how long it's going to take to get there. We are just going to buy it and leave it in portfolio, and that's what I did here. So this pretty much conclude, you know, trading a stock, swing trading a stock that respects the long option long swing trading strategy that we are using. And we are trying to find those stocks that, you know, are respecting their valley line, that when they reach their peak, they will come back to the valley line and start going up. And that is pretty much what we are trying to do. Figure out those stocks that are having higher lows at the valley and having higher highs at the peak, to create out watch list and to swing trade from. So we are going to go to MMC here. So we purchased it in January for 218. In fact, I sold this one. I should take that out of there. And then we sold it in March for 239, and we made $500 profit, or $21 profit per share in it, and that is 9% return. And then we purchased it in March again to sell it 3 days later. That is pure short option on swing trading strategy, and we used that last year quite a bit. and we purchased it for $234 and we sold it for $243. So pretty much about, I like to say $10, but it's like $8 profit per share, and we made $87 there, or 3% return. And then we just got out and just let it be, so that we can wait, because those were at the beginning of the year and we wanted to just wait and buy at the valley line. Now it is at the valley line, but not quite close to the valley line. So we are going to keep observing it to see if we want to buy somewhere it is now, or just wait in case it come back down lower. So, and there is this one that we purchased and we have not sold it yet, but we purchased it at $70 a share in March, and right now you can see it's about $16 profit per share there, and we are holding on to it. And again, it's still close to pretty much where we bought it. It's still around that support line, and we already make about $15 or so profit per share in it, but we didn't sell it to realize that profit. But yeah, it's there. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for all your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. Thank you for your time. For more of our swing trading tips, will please check the playlist in the description of this video. And this video is brought to you by our online store, Liberman.com. We recently listed a tote bag there. If you are interested in buying it, or you are looking for a gift for yourself or a friend or a family member, will you please check it out, please. And it is, I saw it myself. So that is one of, one way we make money as well, sewing to sell. Thank you.